Hello everyone, this is the 13th lecture of molecular basis of inheritance, and in this lecture we are going to study DNA fingerprinting. So first we have to see what is fingerprint. Students, we all know we are different from our parents only because of recombination of paternal gene which is present in the father and maternal gene which is present in the mother. And the second reason is mutations that occur during cell division or gamete formation. Means what? Every individual which having unique genetic makeup, and that unique genetic makeup of an individual is called as fingerprint. Then we have to see what is DNA fingerprinting. DNA fingerprinting is a technique which developed to identify a person with the help of DNA restriction analysis. म्हणजेच DNA fingerprinting हे असं टेक्निक आहे ज्यामध्ये आपण इंडिव्हिज्युअल्सना आयडेंटिफाय करणार आहे. पण कशाच्या मदतीने करतोय? विथ द हेल्प ऑफ DNA restriction analysis. It is a technique which developed to identify a person with the help of DNA restriction analysis. Then this technique of DNA fingerprinting was given by scientist Dr. Alex Jeffrey in 1984. Then this technique of DNA fingerprinting based on identification of nucleotide sequences, and these nucleotides are A, T, G and C. So what is A, T, G, C? A means adenine, T means thymine, G means guanine and C means cytosine. So here this technique is based on identification of nucleotides, that is A, T, G and C, which are present on DNA. Okay. Then we have to see which is the actual key factor of DNA fingerprinting. The most important key factor of DNA fingerprinting is VNTRS. Now the question is, what is VNTRS? Here VNTRS means in a population every person which having 2200 base pairs, and these 2200 base pairs repeated at several times. This is called as the VNTRS, and the long form of VNTRS is variable number of tandem repeats. Then we have to see which are the steps involved in DNA fingerprinting. So there are seven steps are there. The first step is isolation of DNA. Second step is restriction digestion. Third step is gel electrophoresis. Then the fourth step is southern blotting. Then the fifth step is selection of DNA probe. Then the sixth step is hybridization, and the last step is photography. So let's see one by one. The first step of DNA fingerprinting is isolation of DNA. So during the first step of DNA fingerprinting, we have to isolate. Isolate means we have to separate DNA which is present in the given sample. So here we have to take a blood sample, then we have to isolate or separate DNA which is present in that blood sample. So here this is the isolated or separated DNA which is present in that blood sample. Then the second step of DNA fingerprinting is restriction digestion. So during the second step of DNA fingerprinting, such isolated or separated DNA is treated with restriction enzyme. Then this restriction enzyme cut that DNA into small fragments, but these fragments shows variable length. Variable length means some fragments cut into small size while some fragments cut into large size, and this is called as the RFLP. What is RFLP? RFLP means restriction fragment length polymorphism. Then the third step of DNA fingerprinting is gel electrophoresis. So during the third step of DNA fingerprinting, the fragments of DNA are loaded for gel electrophoresis under electric influence. But we all know that fragments of DNA are negatively charged. Hence, these negatively charged DNA move towards the positive pole, right? But the movement of these fragments depend on length of the fragment, and in this way finally formation of bands are takes place. So here in this diagram we have to see that here the fragments are separated, here the small fragments are separated as well as larger fragments are also separated, and finally they forms the band. Then the next step is southern blotting. So this is the fourth step of DNA fingerprinting, and during this step what happens here, the separated DNA fragments are transferred to the nylon sheath or nylon membrane. So here this is the nylon membrane, and on that nylon membrane here the separated DNA fragments are transferred. So this step is called as the southern blotting. Then the next step of DNA fingerprinting is selection of DNA probe. So during the fifth step of DNA fingerprinting, what happened here, the known sequence of single stranded DNA are formed. So here this is the known sequence of single stranded DNA, and that known sequence of single stranded DNA is called as DNA probe. And finally this DNA probe binds to specific DNA sequences, and later on it is labeled with radioactive isotope. Then the next step is hybridization. So during the sixth step of DNA fingerprinting, what happened here, this DNA probe is added to nitrocellulose filter paper which already contain host DNA. म्हणजेच जो पाचव्या स्टेप मध्ये जो डीएनए प्रोब ऑब्टेन झालेला आहे, हा तयार झालेला डीएनए प्रोब आपण कशामध्ये ऍड करणार आहे तर नायट्रोसेल्युलोज फिल्टर पेपर मध्ये, पण त्याच्यामध्ये ऑलरेडी काय असणार आहे तर होस्ट डीएनए. फायनली व्हॉट हॅपन हियर, दिस डीएनए प्रोब पेअर विथ कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी बेस सिक्वेन्सेस विच आर प्रेझेंट ऑन दी होस्ट डीएनए. म्हणजेच डीएनए प्रोब हा काय करणार तर ह्या होस्ट डीएनए वरती असणाऱ्या कॉम्प्लिमेंटरी बेस सिक्वेन्सना पेअर होईल, अँड फायनली हियर डीएनए hybrid formation is takes place. Then the last step of DNA fingerprinting is the photography. So during the last step of DNA fingerprinting, what happened here, this nitrocellulose filter paper is photographed on an X-ray film by using the autoradiography, and finally this film determines the presence of hybrid DNA. So in this way, by using this technique DNA fingerprinting, we have to identify a person or identify an individual with the help of DNA restriction analysis. Okay, then next we have to see which are the applications of DNA fingerprinting. So there are mostly three important applications are there. The first important application of DNA fingerprinting is in the forensic science, only for to solve the cases of complicated murder as well as to solve the cases of rape. Then the second important applications of DNA fingerprinting in to find out the actual biological mother or actual biological father of the child. And the last important application of DNA fingerprinting is in the pedigree analysis. Okay, so in this way in the today's lecture we have to complete the point DNA fingerprinting. Okay, thank you.